In the Greek text, there's actually two terms that are translated into compassion. And it really, the term, the phrase that we use in English language, love somebody with all your heart, I love you with all my heart. In Greek culture, they didn't say love with all your heart. They literally said, a little bit gross, love with all your bowels. Okay, or your guts, all right? Love with all your guts, your bowels. And so these two words come together, and what he means is that you are to clothe yourself with this sense of something every one of you has experienced at some point in your life. This sense of, oh. Okay, when your heart breaks or you feel compassionate, you don't feel it up here in your chest. You feel it right here. In fact, you should maybe try this at home, when you put your kids to bed. Sweetheart, I love you with all my bowels. Maybe not, okay. Probably won't go very well. But anyway, that was the idea. He said, I want you to clothe yourself with a sense of compassion. Now, here's why this is important. Because this is different than you should have studied harder. Now, you got to say you should have studied harder, but not initially. You know what? You should have worked harder. Well, they might need to have worked harder, but the initial reaction, their initial response is that I want you to be known as a group of people and as individuals who are compassionate, that you actually give off the idea that you feel what other people are going through, that you feel what they're experiencing, regardless of the fact that they were wrong, maybe, regardless of the fact that they could have kept that from happening to them, regardless of the fact that they didn't listen to you the first 3 times. I mean, we all make excuses as to why we don't extend compassion. He said, but I'm telling you, I want you to put this on. I want you to wear compassion. He goes on, adds another word. Clothe yourselves with compassion and kindness. Do you know what kindness is? This is so helpful. Kindness is when you loan your strength to someone else. That's what kindness is. Kindness is someone needs something to be done for them, and so you do it for them. You extend yourself. You loan them your strength. He said, I want you to put on this new habit, this new approach to life, where you loan people what they need. You loan them your strength. That's when someone's kind to you. You find yourself saying, oh, you're so kind. Why? Because they did something unusual, something they didn't have to do, something they didn't owe you, and they loaned you their ability or their strength, or they loaned you their capacity. He said, I want you to put on compassion and kindness. And then he said, I want you to put on humility. Now, again, everybody sort of knows what humility is, but remember, these are all things that are in relationship to other people. So humility in relationship to other people is very simple. Humility is seeing myself as I really am in relationship to other people and to God. It's viewing myself accurately. It's viewing yourself accurately as you are in relationship to others and to God. And the accurate view of myself in relationship to other people is that I'm nothing more than a citizen of humanity, just like the rest of you. And the fact that I can jump higher and the fact that you can jump higher doesn't change the fact that we all are born to this world naked. We don't have any control over where we're born or who we're born to, and most of us don't control when we die. God, who's invited all of us to call him Heavenly Father, loves you unconditionally. He said, I want you to exude that kind of humility. And he goes on. Gentleness. Now, this is a great word. You know what gentleness is? Gentleness is the decision. Gentleness is the decision to respond to you in light of your strengths and weaknesses instead of responding to you out of my strength. Gentleness is deciding to come to your level of strength or weakness as we interact as opposed to coming to you with my strength. It's the difference between picking up a contact lens on the end of my finger and picking up a baseball with the palm of my hand. I have the capacity to do both, but I'm going to adjust my approach and I'm going to adjust my strength according to the object of my strength. You know what that means? It means gentle people don't come into the conversation and don't maintain the relationship from the position of who they are and what they've done and their knowledge and their insight and their background and their accomplishments. They gear down to the level of the person. They're not condescending. It has nothing to do with being condescending. It has everything to do with communicating this. You ready? That my relationship with you is more important than you being impressed by me. That my relationship with you is more important than you knowing how powerful I am. My relationship with you is more important than you knowing my full capacity and my full strength. And I'm going to adjust for your benefit. Gentleness. He says, and then patience. We all know what this is. Patience is basically deciding. It's a decision. Patience is deciding to go the speed of the other person. That's all it is. Patience is gearing down, gearing back, and determining, you know what? I'm going to move at your speed, a couple of big thoughts. He says, bear with one another, or bear with each other. Literally, it's one another. Here's another one another. Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. And then he strings it right back to what Jesus taught throughout his ministry. Look at this. He says, forgive as you've been forgiven by the people you're forgiving. No, because none of this is related to that. He says, I want you to forgive as the Lord forgave you. In fact, all of this is, I want you to be compassionate like God was compassionate with you. And I want you to be gentle like God was gentle with you. And I want you to be patient like God was patient with you. Remember how many times you said, God, I never will, and you did it again? Remember how many times you broke a promise to God? Do you know how patient God has been with you? I want you to extend, and I want you to be known for extending that same kind of patience to the people around you. And then he summarizes this way. And over all these things, like an overcoat or a vest, and over all these virtues, put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity, which is his fancy way of saying that basically, this is kind of the umbrella idea. This is the canopy under which all of these things hang. Love is kind of the summary word or the summary idea for everything that I've just listed for you to put on every day. So, here's the whole list. This is follow-wear. Now, okay? Now, let me just be transparent for just a second and take this the right way and, don't, give me a little grace. When I look at that, I think, okay, how am I going to get anything done? Okay, if I just stayed home with my preschoolers all day, that'll work. But once they're teenagers, and once I go to work, and once I have to deal with adults, and once I have to deal in the marketplace, and once I have to buy stuff and sell stuff and make a living, I mean, Andy, literally, are you kidding? I mean, this is what I would expect the preacher to say, exactly. I would expect to come to church and hear a message on compassion, kindness. In fact, when you whisper, it even makes it more religious, and gentleness, patience, and love. Let's all hold hands and put on some short pants and get a little pen since we've been to Sunday school every weekend. Now, so let me help you with that, because I'm with you. The thing that allows me to lean into this and to take it seriously is who said it. This was a guy who accomplished more in a very few years than you will accomplish in a lifetime. I hate to tell you. No one will know your name 2,000 years from now. No one will quote you. You will not start a movement that will endure through the ages. You may have a really cool company, and you might have like the greatest app in the world, but 2,000 years from now, no one's going to be talking about it. But I think Paul, if he were here, would say, oh yeah, I'm with you. Every day I have to remind myself, Paul, you type A, can't take no for an answer guy. Put on compassion. Put on gentleness. Put on humility. Put these things on because Jesus told us, I want people to identify you as my follower. Not because of what you do on Sunday morning from 11 to noon. I want people to identify you as my follower by the way you treat other people. Now, the problem with a sermon like this is, I've made it interesting. I showed you some pictures, made you laugh. Oh, I love our church. And then you go have lunch or dinner or whatever and go, that was so good. Maybe, give myself some credit, And then you go back into your world and say, I wonder what they have for us next week, okay? Now, I understand that. But the goal is to actually put these things on. So I came up with a way to help you remember these things, okay? And it's really lame. I just want you to know. In fact, just repeat after me. That's lame. Just say that. Okay, so I already got that out. So, how many of you have ever seen, don't raise your hand, have you ever seen a chick flick that was rated PG? Is there such thing as a PG rated chick flick? Just say chick flick. Come on, chick flick.